Welcome everybody to the first mock, how will I say it? Yeah, mock interview we are going to be having. And it's going to be a lovely experience by God's grace. We are going to have a lovely time together. Um, Being the first program of this kind we are going to be doing. Uh, if you are active on, if you are joining us on, let me know if you are joining us on YouTube. I will like you to just drop a message on YouTube to let me know if you can clearly hear us. If you can clearly hear us on YouTube, let me know. If you can clearly hear us on YouTube, if you are live on YouTube and you can hear us clearly, let me know, please. Okay, thank you very much. So, joining us today is my wonderful friend, a senior developer in the game. I call him senior dev because he's highly skilled. Is highly skilled. So before we move into the introduction and before the person that will be interviewed will be joining us, I first want to introduce myself. My name is Ayanfe Afolabi Oluwagbenga. I studied economics on campus. A brief introduction so that you will know that we are so that you can just know who are the people doing the interview today. My name is Ayanfe Afolabi Oluwagbenga. As I have said, I studied economics in OAU. I graduated in 2019, and immediately after graduation, I started my tech journey. Special thanks to a friend of mine, Oluwasegun Onimisi. That's the CEO of Tech Pixel Digital Limited. You can search out the company on YouTube, on social media, or anything. He actually put me on the track and helped me to grow along the line. And while I was moving, even though I was struggling a little, but I was finally able to enter into the Decagon Institute where I was also more trained and solidified. So I've been writing Flutter for a while, and thank God, at least not exaggerating, I've worked on live projects as minimum of eight, probably minimum of eight. I'm not so sure of the number now, but I'm certain that it's more than eight live projects which I have worked on. So we've done a little bit of tax, different types of apps, e-commerce, e-learning, no, pro tech, fintech. I just appreciate God for the grace and the strength. So today we are going to be interviewing uh, a Flutter developer, like let me just call him a junior Flutter developer, and that's what we are going to be interviewing. So the interview is supposed to be in three phases, and another thing is one of us that is supposed to do the interview, she's actually strong and will be unable to join us. That is the uh, Adewumi, which is the CEO of Wumi Consults. However, together with me here tonight is my wonderful friend, a colleague, and I don't know how to describe him. We were together when we were training, and we've been close. He has been a wonderful person per se, and he's really intelligent. He's the CEO of uh, Knowledge City, right? Am I correct? My boss. Welcome, Ekene. How you doing? Can you hear me, Ekene? Hello, Ekene, can you hear me?
Hello, are you hearing me?
Okay.
Yes, I'm.
Yeah. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, hi, good evening, everyone. I hope you can all hear me.
Okay. I want you to introduce yourself so that people that are here can also hear you a bit.
Okay. So hi everyone again. My name is Akane Okoli. Um, I'm a graduate of computer science and also chemistry education. I'm currently doing my master's, and I'm also a software engineer for the past 4 years now. Like Afalabi said, he and I studied at Pentagon together, and by the grace of the Almighty, we both made it through. I am also the CEO and founder of Knowledge City Android Technologies. So that'll be all. Thank you very much.
All right. So I mentioned Knowledge City the other time. Knowledge City is a place where we train your upcoming developers also. We train upcoming developers also to assist them, connect them with mentors. So in case you have anybody that is interested in learning programming and need mentors to train them, Knowledge City is the place to go to. Just search Knowledge City online. I don't know. We'll give you much more information later on it. And so thank everybody for joining us tonight. And very soon the person that will be interviewed will be joining, and then we'll be able to kick off fully from there. So Ikene, so sorry, Adewumi won't be able to join us this night. So we are going to move ahead from there. So we are going to interview this person, both of us together, and we will see as we go. Mostly you will undo every other part of the programming, especially the general knowledge of programming. So as I said earlier on, this interview is going to be in major two phases now. It's going to be one, the general scope of programming, which is expected for every developer to know. And then finally, we will stick into the Flutter based programming. And before the technical part, we are going to ask normal questions, which are the normal questions you are supposed to expect in an interview. So that's that's how it's going to flow. So while we await um the person that will be interviewed to join us, which I expect to do so soonest now, we are going to go through, tell us more about this program, which is supposed to be holding every week. So if you have somebody that wants to learn how to the our interview is, the person is going to just tell the person to register via the link that we provided at the end of the interview phase. So thank you very much, everyone. So we are going to admit the person that will be interviewing to the program now, and then we can join us from there. Oh, sorry, I think has it been admitted? Okay, let me check. Okay, I was supposed to admit before it went away. Okay, let's await him to join again. All right. Now, welcome. Thanks for joining us again. So we'll start the interview process now.
Mm,
Can
good
you
evening,
hear
sir.
us clearly?
Yeah, very loud and clear, sir.
All
Good
right.
evening, sir.
Good
Yes,
evening,
yes, sir. How are you doing?
and thank you. Yeah, together with me in this interview is a senior developer in the field. Is a team lead, and he is also a mobile developer and sometimes also work with React. So his name is Ekene Okoli, the CEO of uh, Knowledge City, and a very good friend of mine. So Ekene, please.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. I hope you hear me. Hi, Samson.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Mr. Ekene. I'm fine, sir.
Hi, Samson. Okay. So how are you doing? Hope everything's all right.
Yeah, we thank God. We thank God. Yes.
All right. Good. So as Afalabi said, we'll be running this into two phases. The first phase is just to be question based of general software development. And after that, we go into questions that have to do with Flutter. I hope you're okay with that.
Okay, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you. So before we
Yeah,
go
I
into
hope you're
the
okay with that.
Okay, sir.
all right.
I get
So
you, sir.
All right. So before we go into the general programming question, firstly, introduce yourself to us. Let's know you. We want to know you.
Okay, my name is Samson Adeyemi. I'm a junior Flutter developer. I'll be working uh, so far so long about a year plus on majorly based on Flutter. So I work with coordinate technology, which is all known as Codpa, a finance company, which is located at Aba. So I have nothing much, really much about me. Just a guy starting his career about a year ago. So Mr. Afolabi chatted me up and asked me if I'm interested. I said, "Ah, yeah, sure, I'm interested just to build my firstly to build my way of communication in tech aspect and in general life. So this is my first time of doing this kind of stuff, but I'm so glad and I'm so happy just to I think this is a great opportunity for me to express my knowledge not in Flutter aspect but in tech wise. Yeah, I'm done. That's just all about me, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. So if I hear you correctly, you said you've just starting up your tech journey and you've had experience with uh, you mentioned the place where you just work. So if I may ask you, what have you
Yes.
like? What were your contributions in the place, and what did you experience any challenge that you felt is help you to grow at all?
Yeah. To make it fast, I started Flutter around last year January. I was tutored by a senior colleague of mine, Mr. Wisdom. Is also a Flutter developer over 6 years experience and then I was just an in the company I was just an office assistant then and I woke up to him and I explained my interest in becoming a mobile developer. Even then, I don't even have that light or that understanding of how tech works. So he introduced me and he gave me some videos and things to learn. And I start with that programming. I start with variable strings. I start with function class, abstract class, and I try to develop my orientation in that programming generally. So he also gave me some logic book to read, and since then I've gained a massive interest in becoming a mobile developer. Although I'm still learning and I'm still try to be more better. So my tech journey just a year plus. So it's not that I have much experience, but in it like that. But I'm ready to welcome all questions that may be asked this night. So it's just an opportunity for me to express myself.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kenny, I don't know if you have any question for him before going to the technical parts.
Yes. Thank you. So, first of all, what did you study in university?
I studied business administration, sir.
Okay, so that's good.
Bus-
So, why the why the interest? Why the switch?
yeah, like I said, I although I'm still in school, I'm in 400 level final year, and
Okay.
not that I it's not that I switch. Are you getting me? I am just an office assistant there. So, and I do related with tech guys there. So, there I develop an interest in becoming a tech developer. I don't even have that light or that understanding of how tech work or something like that. But through Mr.
Oh,
Wisdom and through our he start explaining how it works for me, and I start there. From there, I start gaining a massive interest in it, and it's what I love most and what I like to do every day. So it's not that I'm doing something else and I switch. I'm just a normal or office assistant in the company. Yeah.
Even if you switch, it's fine. A lot of people switch from different.
What is
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I said even if you switch, it's still fine. A lot of people switch from different fields into tech, and it's very okay. So I'm not saying that it's something bad. It's very okay. So I just wanted to understand
Ah,
where you are coming from, what you love about tech.
I
Can you
can't
hear
get
me,
a
right?
question, sir. Can you come in this? Yeah, is the speaker is somehow
Okay, I said even if you switch, it's fine. It's fine. A lot of people switch
yes.
from other fields into
Okay,
tech, so it's very okay.
okay, sir.
Okay, yeah,
That's all from here.
I have another thing for you. I want to know, one thing I've learned over time in tech is the fact that it is not just, I really want to know what bring you into tech. Is it money, or because everybody say that there's money in tech? Yeah, money in tech. I mean, tech bro, tech bro. Is it because of the so-called tech bro vibe of money that people believe that is in tech that makes you to say you want to join tech? Or what is the driving passion that brought you into your tech journey?
Mm, okay. Uh, Let me say number one, like I said, if how will I say this? Number one is not a motivation about money. Are you getting me? I'm the kind of person that I love about tech, but it's so logic that you have to keep calm and understand the basic before you can answer that kind of question. So from there, I relate with them. They discuss a logic things. They talk about tech. They talk about different kind of which I love. They talk about different kind of entrepreneurs like they talk about Elon Musk. They talk about all these tech billionaires. You understand? So it's not that I don't even know. See, about a years ago, I don't even know anything about tech. Don't let me just don't let me be sincere. I don't know anything about tech until I get to that company. I started to know something about tech, how it works, how I know the department from full stack to the back end to DevOps. Since then, I started gaining a little knowledge about how tech work, especially in financial technology, because this company they are just a fintech. They 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 give out money unknown and people use their credit card like that. So it's when I get to the company start knowing something about tech. Naturally, humanly, in Myanmar, I've never, I don't know how to say it. I've never have that understanding of how tech work or even the name, the word tech. All I know is although we do something like information technology, all those kind of school is good, but tech, I mean, in financial technology, in reality like this, this last year will be my first time encountering that kind of organization. So it's just an opportunity for me to just secure a career. So that just I just let me just divert into it, and since then I developed a massive interest in it, and I started building up my skills in Flutter. So it's not I can't just say this is the precise things or this is the actual thing that motivates me to go into it. But I just felt like okay, I just feel like okay, when because to me and Mr. Wisdom there, who is my boss then. We do communicate, we talk about life, we talk about so if relationship goes faster, you know what you have to know what your boss is doing and how his job in the company. So since then I developed the interest uh, in tech from that company.
Oh,
So it's not that I have anything that drive me into tech or something.
all right. Thank you very much. Thank you very
How
much.
it works, and I love myself.
All right. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So that's great. So I don't know if there is any other question again from Mr. Ikene before we move into the general technical questions now. Okay. So Mr. Ikene, over to you for the general technical questions now.
All right. So I'm going to be asking a couple of questions, about five of them. And then when I'm done with them, I can give you the answers. If you do not, if you don't understand what it is, I can give you the answers. And then once we're done with that, Falabi will take over. So it's just basic software development questions that I just feel like everyone should be able to get a little bit hands-on, because I think most of these things are repetitive. So when you go to, if you do an interview with company A, they will ask you questions. You do with company B, you ask you questions. So you find out that there are questions that are constantly repeated. So those are the questions I'm going to be dishing out at the moment. So question number one. What is unit testing? To you, what is unit testing?
What is what, sir?
Unit testing.
Relief, relief testing.
Unit. What is a unit test?
Unit testing.
Yes. All right. If you don't know, we can move on.
I,
It's fine.
I,
It's
yes, sir. I don't know.
fine. Okay. That's fine. So question number two. Question number two. To you, what is the software development cycle?
Software.
Development cycle. Maybe you're not
Um,
hearing me. Are you hearing me?
I can't get to, sir. Come again, sir.
I said, what is the
Can you
software
hear me, sir?
development cycle? Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, I can say software development cycle. Let's just say it's a process used by software industry to design, develop, and test high quality of software. I think
Okay,
uh,
okay. That's fine.
I don't understand it or not, but it's
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, question number three. Um, what are the different types of testings in software development that you know?
different.
Different type of testing
Can you hear me, sir?
in software development that you know.
Sorry, sir. I don't have any idea of this. Sorry, I don't.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Maybe I should have started with something a little bit more friendly. Okay, okay. Question number four. What is
Okay.
an API?
What is it, sir? Sorry, my
What
network
is
is
an
somehow here.
That's fine. No, no biggie. What's an
An
API?
API. An API is the word application for any software with distinct function.
Okay.
And the full meaning of API is application programming interface. That is what I I can say about that, sir.
So that's fine. That's good. Okay. Um, and finally, can you describe the different types of test coverage techniques, or can you list anyone?
Different type of
The different types of test coverage techniques.
no idea, sir. No idea.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's fine. just mock interview. So these are 5 questions, and I picked those questions based off the random. They are always randomly asked in interviews. So once these are questions that you need to actually uh, go out, look, get to know, and understand them, then it'd be much more easier for you. So let me tell you for the last question, the different types of test coverage techniques. We have statement coverage, we have decision
Okay.
coverage, and we have coverage. So you can also check that out, and then you get to know more about that. Then for the APIs, which is question number 4, you got that very correctly. So it stands for Application Programming Interface, and is the interlude between the database and the front end. So between two components. So it's the interface between the two of them. So you got that right. And then unit testing is the process of testing a single unit of code in an isolated manner. So in my field, working with React Native or React JS, I make use of JTest. So we can use the JTest to test a single function. So when you want to test a single function, if it's returning exactly what you are returning, you can do that. You can still, apart from unit testing, you can still make use of JTest to do UI test. So to test whether your UI will crash, whether the button that you build will crash, and so on and so forth. So I think I've forgotten the question I asked. I asked about the principle of software testing.
Yes.
So
Oh, this is
software testing. I think the next
yeah.
question I think I asked about software testing. So
Mhm.
it just involves evaluating a software product functionality. So software testing is just
Yeah.
the ability of the user to be able to, of the person building it, to be able to find out or figure out whether this software product is actually functional. So we want to know whether this product we're sending into the market does exactly what it is we are sending to into the market. So those are the answers to the questions that I just asked.
Thanks so much, sir. I will after this interview, I will go to
Right,
it.
Afolabi,
Thanks
over
so
to
much.
you.
I really appreciate.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Ekene. Thank you very much. So, to the general Flutter questions now that we'll be talking about. So, you are applying as Flutter developer, and then we want to ask you some few questions about Flutter developments, basically. So, can you, and since you're a mobile developer, can you tell me the application life cycle?
Application life cycle. Um, is a just like a state of an application when we are talking about state management, how how the app wants to and how the app navigate to each other. Just we are talking about just generally just about state management.
So you mean application lifecycle is about state management.
State management, like yeah, if you are talking about um we have well, we have stateful widgets. We have stateless widgets, state widgets and stateless widgets. So that's just formatting about application lifecycle.
Okay, we'll still talk about that. Another question I would have loved to ask you, you've already answered along the line because I wanted to ask you the types of widgets that we have. So let me ask, what are the types of widgets that we have in Flutter?
Uh, we have many type of widgets. We have text widgets. We have column. We have container widgets. We have
Basically, just group them.
text.
group them together because all those are just simple basic widgets. So in grouping, what are the two types of widgets that we have?
Oh, in grouping.
Yes. Okay. They can, don't worry. All right.
I might know it, but the word grouping is somewhat confused.
I said group them together. Don't just name it one after the other. You cannot name all the widgets we have in uh,
Okay,
Flutter.
okay.
But however, what's if they ask you what are the types of widgets that we have in Flutter? They are just basic, the basic two. The rest are just like subclasses of them. All the ones you are mentioning are just
Okay.
subclasses. So now I'm now asking what are the two types of widgets we have? All right, let's move
State
to the next
widget
one.
and space widget.
Okay,
Like
static widget. All right, no
that's
problem. That's
widget.
correct. Okay,
Okay.
another next thing I want to ask you is widget life cycle. What are the widget life cycle that we have?
Widget life cycle. We have um main app and we have one app. Um, we have yeah, it's so technical.
Okay,
Yes, those are the things I can.
okay. What is state management? Okay, I'm still with you.
Wow.
You can continue if you have any other thing to add.
All this is
Add something to what you were listing the other time.
yeah. Just I only know main app and one app.
No, I'll still come back to the all of them. Okay, another thing I want to ask you is what is state management?
Um, Basically a state a state management is a state where an app function.
Is that oh okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what are the types of state management we have? Different types of state management we have in Flutter.
Different type of
State management that we have in Flutter.
um, um is it not is it not stateful and stateless widget?
No, no. Okay,
Yes. I'm trying to recognize sir.
okay, I'll see.
Uh, mm,
All right.
okay. Um. Okay. Let's say provider, like,
Okay,
is
provider.
that correct?
Uh-huh.
Liverpod, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, we are with you. Provider Riverport. Okay.
I think there should be cube.
Okay.
I think those are the things I know. Those are the things I know.
All right. Which one do you use best? Which one do you use mostly?
I think provider.
Provider. Okay. All right. Which other question should I give you to see to write from there? Okay. One last question for you. What is the first thing that is okay? Just explain the flow of Flutter development. How does Flutter run? How does it run? Where does it start from? And just explain a little bit about the architecture. Like if you want to run an app in
Okay,
Flutter now, how does it work? Where does it start from?
like a created the app that has already been created, right?
Yes, yes. If the project is to be run, where does it start from?
Well, if the project was to be run, we start from the run app. And if you are working and want to get an update about uh, the code we write, I want to see the outcome of the code we write. We click on Alt reload, and if we want our app to start from the beginning, from the login screen, we click on Alt restart.
Thank you very much from answering DME. Am I right? So
Yes, sir.
let me just recap a little on the questions that were asked you and then give you a better light about it. So by the for application lifecycle is general. It's not just about Flutter development. It's just something about mobile development. And when we are talking about application lifecycle, we are not talking about the run app or main or those things. We are talking about when the app enters into foreground and when it enters into background. There are three states. They have the active states, the foreground states, and then the background states. So by the time for Android development is different. It will call some functions on create, on this, on that. That's for Android development majorly. But for Flutter, we might not even it might not be like the same with Android because Android is different from iOS, and since Flutter is doing both of them together, you can call it that way. But however, just note that in an application lifecycle, we are talking about the when the app enters into the active state, and from the active state enter into the foreground state, and from the foreground it enter into the background state. So active state is the state where you are currently working on the app. Let's assume that you have your any mobile app you have on your phone. By the time you click on the icon and it opens it up, it enters into the active state. So by the time you are maybe a call enters, it will enter into the background state. Or maybe after you didn't close it totally, but you just swipe up like your iPhone. If you have an iPhone, you swipe up and then it is down there. Then currently at that time it's in the foreground state, but it's in the background state. So that is foreground. I mean that is you are currently not working on it, but the app is not yet closed. Just like the way your WhatsApp is now. It's whenever you didn't close it totally, you see notifications comes in. It's still working, but it's just at the foreground state. So that is the application life cycle which I'm talking about there. So let's move to the next question which I asked you, which is the types of widget that we have. We talked about that is the stateful widget and the stateless widget. That is what I was expecting. Basically, those are the two main types of widget that we can group it into. I'm just giving you these basic questions since knowing fully well that you are just a developer. So I'm moving to the next, which I asked you about the widget life cycle. So we have uh, the init states, which is very important, which is what I've expected you to say. The init states, we have the did update dependency. We have the oh sorry, skipping my mind self personally now. We have the and then we have the at dispose. So you have the dispose. It's more than that. It's more than three. But basically, I've expected you to say the init, which is the most important part, which is the init, then the build state, then we have the destroy at dispose state. So those are the uh, application widget lifecycle. The first thing that is called whenever a widget is coming forth before it is built is the init state. And after the init is called, then the build state is coming up. So did update dependency is called at every time that there is a change in the widget tree. So that is where the did update dependency is called. And then finally, if you are leaving a widget to another widget entirely, that is not be a changing screen, the dispose is called. That is, it's disposed it of. So if you want an action to be performed before the screen is loaded, then you put it inside the init state. And if you want an action to be performed by the time you are leaving that screen into another screen, then you call the dispose function there. So finally, I think we asked about the state management, which state management is just a way of managing state of the app. That is, when we are talking about state, is the current action that is performed. We are talking about the way the app is behaving at a particular time. So state management basically is just to be able to control what is shown, how it is shown, what is the movement and the flow and everything. Basically, state management is a whole wide of thing. It is possible for you to build an app without using any state management tool. But if your app is big and complex, you will have to use a state management tool to be able to. And we mentioned quite a few. We mentioned different types. We mentioned the block. We have block, which is almost like the most popular one. Then provider is there, Riverpod, GetX, different ones that you've mentioned. So it's good to actually know how to use at least two or three of them, and you can always learn along the line. So finally, I asked about the flow of the app. Yeah, the first thing you are right with that one, where you said the first thing that is loaded is the run app. So the first thing is the run app, which is actually inside the main function. So, and again, you need to know that the folder that we move straight to whenever you are trying to run a project is it looks for the lib folder, and in the lib folder it looks for the main dot dat, and inside the main dot dat, then that is where the action of run app is performed. So the run app is inside the main void function, which runs, and then it performs the action of loading the app screen. So I don't know if you have any question for us before we wrap it up, or if there is anybody in the watching that wants to ask a question for our developer, our guy. Do you have any question for us?
No question, but I just want to I want um an highlight on the on difference between the block and the provider. Like is
Block and provider, they are both system management tools, and you can use both of them together. The system is quite different. The way they operate is quite different. But I won't say one is better than another. However, it depends on how well you are able to use it. Block has its own faults. Provider has its own faults. Every one of them have their own ways which they need to be worked on. But however, both of them are okay, they are good. It depends on how well you know how to use each of them, basically.
thanks so much. That is all my question.
Alright. So I we want to make some comments on how the interview goes, and in case if it is a actual job interview, how you are going to do it. So but before then, I want it. I don't know if Mr. Ikene has any comments to the exercise that is performed.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, I don't know if you have any comments to give before we wrap up from here.
Okay. Yes. So, um, Samson, it's
Um,
like it's a
I'm with you, sir.
constant thing. I had the fact that you came for this, even if you were not sure exactly what it is you're going to activate, that you're ready to take the bull by the horn. So it's a constant thing. Before I even got to understand most of these questions, I had to take it over and over. You can ask for Labi. I think during our training, there was a section where we had to take interviews over and over and over again. So it's gradually that you get to this. And any question that you are asked and you don't have no answers to, it's always better to keep a mental picture of it and go and figure out how to answer that question, because you're not sure of what they will ask you in the interviews. So it's better to know, okay, this is what this is, and then create your library of questions to be big enough to accommodate anything, so that whatever or however they ask their questions, you can actually say something about it. So that will be all for me. Thank you.
Thanks, Minister.
Okay, from my hand here also, I will want to encourage you. You actually did a lot. You really tried. One thing I will also want to say is be more confident about yourself. And as much as possible, I want you to learn this in every interview. Try to raise your standard very high. Yeah, I'm not asking you to lie, and I'm not, but you sometimes you need to be very strategic about what you mention. You know, the issue with complaints is that they always want to get the best. So you'll be so surprised that they'll be looking for someone with hyper experience and yet not even really willing to pay that much. But however, if you really want to get the job, you want to get the good part of any job, you need to raise your standard very high. I mean, when I mean raise your standard very high, answer with confidence and paint yourself as somebody that has enough experience. Don't, even though you might be a junior developer, but as much as possible, paint yourself as with confidence. Let anybody that is hearing you have this view of, "Hmm, this guy will be very good." You know the way you can about something to someone. You might not really know what you are doing. Oh. See, I want you to learn this and learn it well. For everyone that is even watching us or that will be watching this video in future, this is, you need to know one thing about tech is you learn on the job. You actually learn on the job. You cannot know it all. If you think, if you are scared, if you are this, like, will I be able to do this work? I'm not sure I am that good. So that I will not raise myself so high and they will not be thinking I'm very good, and at the time you will not be able to perform. No. If you bring down yourself, you will not get the job. So know that you need to raise yourself very high, and then know you will learn on the job. No matter how difficult the work is, you learn mostly on the job. So don't be scared of any role, don't be scared of any task. Everything is possible in programming. I always say that. When it comes to software engineering, nothing is impossible. It might take time to achieve, but you still achieve it. And you must be someone that is ready to solve bug no matter what. So raise your confidence, let your confidence be there, and then raise your standard high. Don't let any interview intimidate you or whatever it is intimidates you. You can always achieve whatever you want to achieve. So have that at the back of your mind and be ready to grow also. Do you understand me?
Yeah, perfectly, perfectly. I really appreciate about the opportunity given to me to do this for the first time. I really appreciate.
You're welcome.
God bless you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. That will be all from us. So you can drop off the call. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Afolabi. Mr. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Okay. So, Mr. Ikene, thank you very much for today. We really appreciate you. And I don't know if you have any comments for any of our viewers, what you want to tell them. You can tell them about Knowledge City in case they have someone they want to introduce, and before we wrap it up from there. I used to,
So, hi guys. Once again, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. You can go.
Again, hi guys. Again, so for those of you watching at home, interviews are not that easy to master, and like I said earlier, it took me a while before I was able to master what I know now. So many people feel that tech is so easy that you just come and press one or two buttons like what we see in the movies, and then boom, you're making your millions. Yes, there's millions. There's money, you cash out. but you also have to work. You also have to be valuable, right? So that being said, we have a platform which I and Akolabi are a part of. We have a platform where we guide young people who are interested in being techies, tech bros, and tech sis. So we have over 150 people in that platform, and every 3 months we create a mentorship program for them, and the purpose of this mentorship program is to help you guys to understand, okay, this is what I'm expected to do. This is not what I'm not expected to do. So the people who will be mentoring you are people who are already in the field in different parts, different areas, front end, back end, Flutter, React Native, web, and so on and so forth. So they're mentoring you, teaching you what you should do and what you should not do, and giving you the guidance that you need to be able to become a successful techie, a successful software engineer, or a successful software developer. So basically, that is um, Knowledge City, Africa, and that is where we share these mentorship programs in. So you can also get jobs there. There are jobs that are posted there regularly. So if you're part of the group, you would always have access to tech jobs, and you can always apply and even get one as fast as you can. And we also simulate interviews like this. So you have access to a whole lot of information. So I'll see you at Knowledge City. Thank you very much, Afolabi.
Thank you, Mr. Ikene. I'm so grateful for joining us tonight. Like, yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ikene. Like, I'm very grateful for you joining us tonight. Like, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So, next week probably we'll also have a session like this by 9 o'clock. We'll be interviewing another person. Most probably the person is also a Flutter developer. I'm not so sure now. So whichever it will be, will let us know ahead. I'll be interviewing another person also. And same on this channel, please kindly subscribe and share it. We will be having some Flutter trainings starting from this weekend. You'll be seeing some Flutter tutorials and so many other general tutorials about software engineering. So if you want to be a mobile developer, you want to learn some basic things, you want to see so many things, here is the place to be. So thank you everybody. Thank you very much. I'm so grateful. Thanks for this is the first of its kind that we did, and we hope that it will get better and much more very much interesting than this. So thank you very much, Mr. Kine. Thank you so much. We see when we see again. Thank you. All right, sir. Okay.